My name is Ryan, and I'm one of the founders of MoneySwell. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're a MoneySwell customer or about to become one. With that in mind, I just want to extend a genuine thank you. We built the product that we wanted for ourselves, but without our customers, none of this happens. So thank you. Okay, let's talk about what you need to do when you first get started with MoneySwell. In the product, of course, we aim to have everything be as self-explanatory as possible, but sometimes a little guidance is helpful. So when you first log in, you'll land on your dashboard. And at the top, you'll see these boxes with a bunch of titles and 0% indicators. These are tiers in your financial priorities action plan. And for the time being, you can just ignore those. Just know that as you make progress in your action plan, you'll see the progress documented in each of those boxes. In the middle of the page, you have your agenda box. And you've also got a fun weekly fact. Then below that, there are several little sections that we call widgets. Now, each of these widgets links to your various MoneySwell tools. And each of those links can also be found in the left-hand navigation. Now, technically, you can interact with these tools in any order you want. However, because both the budget planner and the retirement planner tools work best when you have linked accounts, the most logical thing to do is to link your accounts first. And you do that in Assets and Liabilities. When you first get into the Assets and Liabilities page, you'll be taken to the Accounts tab, and you'll have an empty page. You'll click the Add Account link, and you'll be presented with two options. One, you can add a manual account, or two, you can add a linked account. And you can see some examples of what types of accounts those typically include right down below. All the linked accounts are linked through Plaid, which is a widely used service provider for this type of thing. And Plaid works with over 12,000 institutions, so there's a good chance that most of your financial institutions will be linkable. Once you add your account details, your account will show up in either the assets or the liabilities section, depending on the type of account that it is. And then once you've added your accounts, you can click Save to Historical Record, and that will start populating your graph on the Historical tab. And if you want, you can add as much historical data to your accounts as you like if you're one of those people who likes to see your financial history. This won't surprise you, but I'm definitely one of those people. So for example, I think I added one data point for the final day of each year going back to 2017. So when I look at the year view graph, I can see a column of data for each year that I've entered data for. Okay, so now that you've linked some accounts in Assets and Liabilities, when you go to Budget Planner, your linked checking, saving, and credit card accounts will show up. This means you'll actually be able to sync transactions from those linked bank accounts. If you haven't added any linked accounts, it will suggest you do that here. And if you want to learn more about the Budget Planner and how it works, definitely check out the Budget Planner help videos on each tab. Now let's jump over to Retirement Planner. And much like Budget Planner, with Retirement Planner, when you have accounts in Assets and Liabilities, those will show up here too. The difference is that while in Budget Planner, it's going to be showing you your checking, saving, and credit accounts, in Retirement Planner, it's going to show you only your accounts that have a retirement label. This would include things like a 401k, IRA, etc., any type of retirement account. It's also important to note that these retirement accounts don't have to be linked accounts. They can be manual accounts. And this is important because in rare instances, you might not be able to, or maybe you just don't want, to link one of your retirement accounts through Plaid. But whatever the case, as long as the account has a retirement label associated with it, you'll be able to see it here. Now, of course, if you have invested accounts that you don't want to include in your retirement planner, that's fine too. You just need to select the other investment label for that account in the Assets and Liabilities tool. Now, why is it good to have retirement accounts selected in the Retirement Planner tool? There are three places where your accounts from Assets and Liabilities interact with the Retirement Planner. The first is in step 2, Goals and Outlook. In the Goals and Progress section, there's a field for the current value of retirement accounts. This field is non-editable, and what it's doing is it's pulling in and summing the total value of all your retirement accounts. Without having any labeled retirement accounts in Assets and Liabilities, this value will always show up as a $0 value. And we'll talk a lot more about how each of these modules within the Retirement Planner work in those help videos, but suffice it to say that you want to have an accurate number in this field. The second place your retirement accounts are summed is on the same step, step 2, but in the Future Outlook chart. Here, in the Starting Value field, it's going to show you the total value of all your retirement accounts from January 1st of this year, or whatever that earliest point for which data is available. So for example, if you added your first retirement account in MoneySwell in June, the data will be from June instead of January. And again, if you want to learn more about the Future Outlook tool, check out that help video, or you can click to expand the Learn More section right above the module. The third and final place Retirement Planner pulls in retirement account information is on step 3, the summary section. Here, if you scroll down to historical progress, this chart shows the total value of all your retirement accounts. For the current year, it's naturally showing you the latest data available, and for previous years, it's taking the data from December 31st of that year. And of course, we go into this tool in more depth with its help videos, but I will point out one thing, which is that you also have the ability to add in historical data for this chart as well. Okay, so you've added your accounts and assets and liabilities, and you can see how having those accounts affects your budget planner and retirement planner tools. The last thing to do to get fully set up with MoneySwell is start your financial priorities action plan. This is our soup to nuts, personal finance 101, whatever you want to call it, education and action steps plan. But because we want to personalize the content you get, when you first go into it, you'll be asked to take a quick 10-question survey. This survey ensures that you're only getting the content and action steps that are likely to resonate with you. So for example, if you answer in the survey that you don't have any children or other financial dependents, the content associated with those topics won't appear by default. Now, you'll still have access to those topics, and you can manually add them back into your plan, but they'll be hidden behind a little link so they don't distract you from what are likely to be more relevant tasks. Now, once you've completed the survey, regardless of your answers, everyone will see this task, your financial priorities action plan. And this is an article which explains exactly how your plan works and how you're meant to interact with it. Of course, if you want to learn more about the action plans, you guessed it, you can check out our help video for that as well. And that's it. In short, to get started with MoneySwell, you should start by adding accounts to the Assets and Liabilities tool, and then dive into the other tools as it makes sense for you. And of course, if you ever aren't sure what to do next once you're set up, just log in and follow these steps in the agenda box right in the middle of your dashboard page. Thanks for watching, and thank you for using MoneySwell.